Hi everyone, welcome to Emsley Lodge for another week. Pretty quiet on the racetrack last week, so but we'll have a few go around this week. We will have at Geelong, which is the Ballan Cup meeting, which is normally a great day. It's held on Emirates Stakes Day at Geelong, so yeah, get along there, everyone here around Geelong, and I'm sure there's a good day's racing for everybody. We'll probably have two runners in the Ballan Cup. We'll run Severn Road. He's first up for quite a while, and he's getting set for the sort of the country cups late in the spring. So he'll probably go to the Ballan Cup on Saturday. Then we might run him in the Werribee Cup, which quite interestingly is now a 78 grade race. So I'm not really sure why they did that, but I'm sure they'll get a full field and good betting on the race. And then he won the Traralgon Cup last year, so probably all depends on how he sits in the weight system, but he'll probably go around at in the Traralgon Cup again. So that's his little plan. He'll go the Ballan Cup, then the Werribee Cup, then the Traralgon Cup. And we'll also probably run Hot Spin in the Ballan Cup as well. Rode him quiet the other day in the dual choice plate at Geelong on Geelong Cup Day, and he got to the line really well. Up to 1500 should suit him, and he's going to be right down the weight. So we'll do the same. We'll ride him quiet and let him get home. And on his work through the week, I'm sure he'll be pretty competitive. He'll then head off to a couple of other little lesser country cups up the bush over the next month or so. And we'll step out a first starter called Freedom Beckons, a locally homebred horse here at Emsley Lodge with Pete and Jim, and they've done a good job, the boys. I tell you, every horse they've bred has actually got to the races, so good on them. It's a pretty tough sort of thing to do. So, but he'll step out. He trialled up okay, run second or third or something the other day in a trial, and he seems to have trained on a fair bit from that. So he's all ready to rock and roll, and he'll step out on Saturday. Yeah, pretty mixed emotions this week. This is probably the first year in quite a while that we haven't had a horse going into the spring carnival, and you know, we've had to sit back and watch everyone else do it. You know, yeah, it's just really interesting about you know, what we've spoken about before. You know, the Europeans have come over and they've now won the Melbourne Cup, the Caulfield Cup, and the Cox Plate, and you know, they're our main races we want to win. And it's interesting, you know, you talk to clients and you say, what races would you love us to win for you, and they'll all say they'll win a Melbourne Cup or a Caulfield Cup or a Cox Plate or an Oaks or a Derby, yet nobody's buying those horses. So as we said, a couple of years ago, we deliberately went out and purchased really high quality staying horses, and we're really up and about. A few of them had a trial this week, and they'll go to the races probably over the next 3 or 4 weeks. And geez, if we can get a good quality staying 3-year-old, you know, a maiden won the Derby this year, so I'm really confident in what we're doing, and headed down the right road. And I'm sure the people that have supported us and continue to support us over the next couple of years purchasing these sort of horses, you know, perhaps this time next year we'll have runners in all these high quality staying races, which would be really exciting for everybody involved. Yeah, this is probably pretty typical of what we're just talking about. You know, it's a beautiful high chaparral colt, 2-year-old colt out of a stakes winning mare, and you know, he's exactly what we're talking about. You know, he's very, very high quality. He's quite an expensive horse, but he's had one prep with us and showed us plenty. So you know, we're really excited about getting back into work in about a month's time, if he doesn't bite me and eat me first. Yeah, great result for the Emsley Lodge Classic coming out of Geelong on Geelong Cup Day, with Preferment winning the Derby and Nozomi running third. They actually quinelled the Emsley Lodge Classic in the other way around. Nozomi won the Classic and Preferment runs second. So looks like the form out of the Emsley Lodge Classic is really going to hold to the Derby, and hopefully the bigger trainers will use it as a lead-up race in the future. Yeah, I'm pretty disappointed with Pete. He come with a big rap on himself as he can be a great tipster. He gave us a couple of good long prices and just hasn't been able to back it up. We'll give him one more week. Here's Pete with this week's tips.
Hi everyone. Now we're really serious. I've got the Bible out. This week we're going straight to the chocolates, straight to Flemington. Race 9, number 4, Fast and Rocking. And a homebred at Geelong in the first race, race 1. Number 2, Freedom Beckons, and he's a half brother to Dasher Hoy, another homebred of ours. So whatever happens on Saturday, just keep following him up. Good luck. See you next week.
That's it for another week at Emsley Lodge. Thanks for watching. Coming up to the holiday period, anybody up this way, by all means give us a bell and pop in and say good day. And you know, always welcome. Finally, that's that colt again. He must be what likes being on telly. finally starting to get us up a couple of these 3-year-olds to the race. We've given them plenty of time, and they were always going to need it. But they're going to race probably in the spring as a spring 3-year-old. So there's probably 6 or 7 of them there that are hopefully a couple of them will rise to the top and make us all rich and famous somewhere down the line. Till next week, see you later.